Oh, buddy. YouTube, this is your beekeeper here. Let's see what project I dragged home today. Pellet stove I just picked up off of Craigslist. Not a fan of the brown color, but color is paint, paint can change. I've been on the hunt for a pellet stove for the ranch property for my bedroom. There's a fireplace in there, solid wood or solid fuel burning fireplace in my bedroom. But the thought of carrying firewood through the house up a flight of stairs to burn an open fireplace, which is highly inefficient, just never really appealed to me. Yeah, so I've been kind of looking for this because pellets are cheap, and the reality is sometimes it's just nice to take the chill out of the air, because when you first get up to that house, it takes a while for the downstairs fireplaces. We have two, one in the kitchen, one in the living room. It takes a good solid 24 hours for the main level of the house to get warmed up, and then it's a trickle across theory into that top floor bedroom where I am / loft. And I don't like waiting sometimes, so you throw a bag of pellets in here, you fire it up for that first day just to get the chill out, and then you're nice and toasty. And of course, me being as cheap as I am, I didn't want to pay for anything, so I found this on Craigslist offered the guy $40. It allegedly does not work. I didn't even plug it in. I don't even know if it powers up. There's no printed circuitry to it. It has a timer. It's got well, it only goes to 13, but it supposedly has a 13-hour timer. You got an on-off switch. You got a bump start to get the auger going, and then you have a auger speed controller. It needs to be cleaned out a little bit. It's fully intact. It's got all the bricks. The little tray here is in pretty good shape. I'm gonna get this vacuumed out, cleaned out. Got the ashtray. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have no idea what these are for. This is weird. They don't feel like they control anything. But judging by the color, they're in the path of heat. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'll take a look. I'm gonna take it apart, see if I can get it running, and then once I'm sure it runs and it runs good, I'm gonna put a coat of paint on it, take it apart, or disassemble it, pull this stuff off, pull that back plate off, because it's just easier to transport without that trim plate on there. But I don't know. I'll take you guys along if you want to watch this old Jamestown pellet stove. Let's see if my $40 investment, and it was only like 40 minutes. I did have to drive about 40 minutes, 45 minutes to get to this guy here, but he was asking $100 for a device that didn't work. I offered him 40, and we parted ways with this in my truck and $40 in his pocket. So this is all easy stuff. Even if the motor's bad, I don't know. We're gonna see. So I'll stop talking, put you guys on a tripod, and we'll start taking this thing apart and do some diagnostics. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, in addition to this, it came with a little pellet pouring device. It came with a ½ gallon of glass cleaner. It came with a fire starter. This thing's almost full of the gel fire starter. And another little squirt bottle of glass cleaner. And 2 bags of pellets. That's like, the 50 pounders are, what are they, $5 or $6, $7 a piece. I got 2 brand new ones. And then the Ebo for the back. I got the, yeah. So there it is. So the back side is here. Like I said, it's really simple. There's a little bit of printed circuitry there. Got a ribbon cable that goes to, I'm sure, some kind of controller back here. Let me get my toolbox. Yeah, it's 2-wire, toggled, put together. So this could have a thermostat on it. Well, that's pretty cool. The wire's baked, man. Well, it's got a little bit of circuitry in it. a little bit of board circuitry in there. I haven't even plugged this thing in. I should probably at least start with that. Where can I access the auger? This is the fan motor works. Fan spins, seems pretty free. Probably the auger's probably the other side. Or I gotta take this back plate off. Why don't we plug it in first before we get too far ahead of ourselves? Stand by, let me grab some power. Alright, we are plugged in. Flip the switch here. See if we can burn it down. Ooh, see that crud come out of there? Interesting. Alright, so the fan works. Oops, set you guys down, that's a good start. Alright, let me put a tester to this and let me make sure this thing spins freely first of all. It's possible it's jammed, although it looks pretty clean. See how this gearbox works, see if I'm even getting input, whatever this thing is. 1 amp, 10 of 93. It doesn't show me what the voltage is quite yet. I can't quite see that, but let me do a little testing. I'll come back when I know what I know. I wish you had seen that. Oh. I had my hands in here. I was testing these two little thermal discs, which are normally closed until they get hot, and then they open and they shut things down, apparently. I had my hands in there and I just blasted myself, and I pulled out too fast, he said. I pulled out and man, just caught myself. Ooh, it works. I don't know what I did. Truth be told, I don't know what I did other than jiggle wires to make sure everything was connected, and then all of a sudden it's working. You see, here's the end of the auger right here, and I had put a witness mark with a Sharpie. Get in closer. I put a witness mark with a Sharpie there, and it's made a full revolution by me hitting the bypass button. Yeah, and other than skinning off the inside of my wrist. Let me fire you guys up. You're going to be right by the fan, so you're not going to hear much. I'm going to push the start button, which is the bypass of all the stuff here, and let's see if we can get that auger, that corkscrew auger, to move. Ooh, my hand hurts. Ooh, buddy. So here's the rheostat that controls the speed of the auger. Here's the bump starter for the auger. I pulled it out because this is not making continuity when you press the button. And then look what I saw. Somebody cooked a trace. Now, I sprayed this down with contact cleaner, trying to get through the panel. Yeah, it wasn't the best idea. This thing has I mean, I knew it had been repainted, but it, yeah, took the paint right off, which is fine. Again, I knew it. I wanted to repaint it. But it makes me wonder if that has something to do with that fan staying on. I'm going to clean this up. Hang on a sec. Let me do some thinking. Here's something interesting that I screwed up. This ribbon cable can go on either way. It is unplugged, right? Yeah. So I have to, it goes on that way. And it goes on that way. That way doesn't really make sense. But then I don't remember the way it was, so I have to go look. I'm gonna go download this footage into the computer and see. It's possible. I wonder if that was in backwards. Maybe that's why it fried. This trace. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna jump this and see what happens. There's a reason why that fan is stuck on. We'll be right back. I'm gonna go put this on the computer and see what I did. All right, so I pulled the footage off this camera and recognized the orientation of the ribbon cable. I soldered a small copper jumper there. I actually soldered the jumper to the trace in case for some reason this is going to smoke again. It's kind of going to act like a fuse. Originally I was just going to take that copper wire and solder it from that leg to this leg, this middle leg right here. But in the event that there is something funky going on in there, I'd rather have it smoke this trace like a fuse, you know. So this goes like this according to my previous videos. That's assuming that this is correct. So let's go ahead and plug her in. Okay. Let's see if I can get shocked again. Scrape more skin off my body. That's pretty awesome. So we should get a green light here. And go. Get you guys back up in there. You have enough light. Well, you guys watch that. Let me know when it moves. Here's the deal. This is going to be a little more time consuming. I'm going to go through and double check. Oh, it's the timer. I'm going to double check wiring. I'll be right back. Okay, here's where I think my brain just gets the better of me and I create issues where no issues exist. That green light doesn't turn on until you press the button. I've shot a bunch of cleaner in there, as I mentioned, both in the rheostat and the push button, and they both seem to be firing consistently, connectivity wise. This has not burned anything. Should I touch it? It's not warm. This is probably low voltage anyway, I suspect. I mean, look at the ribbon cable. I doubt it's 110 in there. I do have the thermostat wire connected. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire this thing, turn the power on, make sure my dial timer is set, which it is. Press the start button here. I'm going to light a fire in the box, and let's sit back and let's see if I can burn my truck down. So, power. Watch this. Duh. Alright, let me start this thing off. Alright, we're going to have to talk over the compressor. I just blew this out. I took this little tray out, the burn box out, made sure all the vent holes were clear, and they are. It's got a decent gasket on the bottom of that little air intake. Come on, there we go. This one does not have a good gasket. This is the ash box, catch box for the ashes. I'm gonna have to change that, but not right now. Later right now, not right now, right now. All I did was blow it out. So let's see. I could probably try to glue that. Let's get it to work first, and then we'll worry about that in a minute. Let's see. Well, it works much better when it's empty. All right. Normally you would put the pellets in here, but it's not fully assembled, right? This thing rests here like that. You flap the sides open. This would be up here like this, and then you'd pour your pellets in. There'd be a top on here, right? Remember, I took the top off the hopper. And that would just sit like that. That's what you see. Yeah, it's been left out. But I'm gonna wire wheel it, squirt it with some paint maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Should be plenty. Alright. I don't know what the deal is with the fan. Why does the fan always stay on? That might be characteristic of a Jamestown pellet stove. I don't know. still don't know what these damn things are. They don't do anything. Oh, wait. Oh, there's scrubbers for the heat exchanger, it looks like. See? Looks like they're scrubbers. I'm wearing kind of clean pants, right? I shouldn't be crawling around here, but it looks like there's a rake that comes across these tubes here, and that allows it to get any, see, look at all this stuff falling off of it. All right, well, that's pretty cool. All right, enough of this tomfoolery. Let's get her to fire. By the color, they're in the path of heat. Yeah, the auger's moving. I can see everything kind of shifting in the hopper. Oh, there you go. See that? Did you guys catch that? A little soak. Soak that over there. Hey, easy. Easy. I better turn that speed down. Hold on. Alright, I turned it down a bit. That is lit. Thanks, Eli. You too. Yeah, I know. I'm using my hands. Oh, I saw it. We had fire. Where'd it go? Stop dumping stuff in there. I'm going to let that cook. While that cooks off, I'm going to reassemble this assembly here without trying to electrocute myself. So I'll leave you right here for now, and we'll bring you back shortly. Well, boys and girls, our trace remains intact. This thing is functioning as it should. You can see it's eating pellets like it's supposed to. I have it on the lowest setting and that thing is barely moving. I've got that panel back in. Surface temp of a couple hundred degrees, 238. It's been running now for 12 minutes. It is missing the brass, right? There should be, ooh, it's nice and toasty. There should be a brass trim plate right here, but that's all right. Get my 40 bucks back. I want my money back. Whew. Buddy, that's good, nice and toasty. Top surface at 90 degrees, 110 on the brass. That's where you would set your mug of tea. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Is going to be nice. This is going to be a nice addition to the old Rancheroo. Hee 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 hee. Wait, where am I getting wind? Oh, it's out of the sides too. Wow, we got wind coming from here, from this heat exchanger. Let's swipe the heat exchangers. Oh, son of a biscuit, that's hot. By the color, they're in the path of heat. Alrighty. By the color, they're in the path of heat. So stupid. Don't touch. By color, they're in the path of heat. The end ones, the two end ones, not so bad. The one in the middle, which is stupid, right? It's directly over the flame. He's no bueno. Oh, I am so dumb. I make my own self laugh. I got nuts and bolts all over this place. Oh, there you go. I gotta go. Your next video, I'll stay. Oh, son of a gun, that hurts. The next video will be this thing getting taken apart and painted, if that's what you want to see. All right, gotta go, gotta run. See ya. Here's an interesting addendum. I scooped out as much of the pellets by hand as I could. I threw the extra parts in here, right, just to get them out of the weather, because it's starting to rain, of course. Right, so I've got all the screws, the extra panels, and things. I go inside for a little bit, and this thing's still dropping fresh pellets. I had shut this off, but look at this, even with the power off, now that it's got some heat, one of the sensors is keeping the fan running, so I shut that off. Watch. Because if I hit start, see the power light comes on, and if I shut it off now because it has heat, this, and again, I should have probably looked for a PDF or instructions or something online, but I usually just fly by the seat of my pants, and whatever happens, happens. But this must just be the controller for the auger, as is this, because this is at 0 right now, and this is off, so the auger should stop. Let's see, the auger is probably not clocking. Yeah, see, the auger is stopped now, so now it will burn out. Now it will burn out as it's raining. It's making little drips. It's just starting, but I need this thing to cool down so I can put a plastic bag on it. Oh, the joy. Let me open up the vent. Just get it to burn out what's left in the box. At least I know the air intake works well. At least I know the air intake works well. Closed. Open. So far this is a win. A working pellet stove out here would get you $400 to $500 bucks. $400 to $500 bucks. I paid $40 for this thing. If I were to put a coat of paint on this, I bet I could list it for $5, and I'd probably get $450 bucks for it. I mean, but I want it because it is missing that brass piece. But I do need this. This will make a nice, oh yeah, it'll make a nice heater for that bedroom. All right, now I gotta go, gotta run. See ya.